Welcome back to Fold in the Cheese. It's your boy K-Troll on the mic today, and it's a late episode, but better late than never. We're still before Thursday Night Football tonight, and we're plenty time for all the games this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I am joined, as always, by the cousin Eddie to my Clark Griswold.
It's a crying shame the older kids couldn't make it. I'll get that. Don't worry about it. Let me get it. Yeah, I got the daughter in the clinic getting cured off the wild turkey. And the older boy, bless his soul, is preparing for his career.
College?
Carnival.
You gotta be proud.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, last season he was a pixie dust spreader on the tilted world. He thinks that maybe next year he'll be guessing people's weight or barking for the yak woman.
Ethan Gelfan, what is happening?
I would get Cousin Eddie. Of course, I don't know necessarily. I think he might be better in this movie. You know, he doesn't get the Jelly of the Month club. He lives by his own rules. He knows when the shitter's full. I mean, Cousin Eddie he's comfortable in his own skin. So you know what? Let's roll with this.
He does do whatever the hell he wants. He gets Clark to buy presents for his entire family.
Right.
He's just living off of the Griswolds at this point, which is a pretty solid move.
Kind of what I've done to you the past couple of years when I just show up at your house. Hey, we're coming to Nashville, and just clear your schedule because we don't care, and we're coming.
Yeah. Here's a little list I put together, alphabetical, starting with Catherine. Be nice if you pick up a few things. You got your eldest is spreading is a pixie dust spreader on the Tilt-A-Whirl. You got one barking for the yak woman.
Listen to you.
Weight.
Listen to you. You must have just watched it last week.
I've seen this movie so many times, and all of these this is why I said I was on the Fanachek podcast again. We talked about this movie, and this is one of those movies, regardless of if you think it's a good movie or not, this movie has become a part of the lexicon in my family, and it's like always quoting this movie around the holidays, and so many different lines could quote almost the whole thing. It's just crazy.
Well, and you and I were talking off air. I in my daily scrolling of social media, I always love these articles, like famous movie quotes from not so famous movies that everyone uses every day. And one of them, and we laughed about it, was, "Why is the carpet wet, Todd?"
I don't know, Margot.
I don't know, Margot. I don't know why. That just gets me literally every time.
Pretty fantastic. Yeah. A lot of good little nuggets in there. But so you have made it. You've made the treacherous trek to northern Michigan to beat out the bomb cyclone, snowmageddon that's coming through the entire country. You're there.
Yeah.
And I see you're in the Kyle Siegert Shrine as well.
I am. This is the Shrine to Siegert. So
yeah, we both have jerseys that have been game worn. One of them was worn by one of us. One of them was worn by someone else. So
yeah. So
cool.
I'm just trying to keep up with you. It may not be my jersey, but it's a jersey. So that counts.
It is a jersey. That's cool.
So yes,
that's
up
cool.
here in the great one north of Alpena, Michigan. So actually, when I was in the panic room for one episode of this podcast, I was up at actually Hubbard Lake, not as far north, but pretty dang close. But yes, we avoided the snow, just started in Grand Rapids, and it's making its way up here. So we made it, and we're bunkered in, bunkered in, one of the two.
Both. Yeah, hunkered down, bunkered in, all the things.
All the things.
All right, let us get into the news around the league. There's big news this week, and of course, the biggest news, especially if you're in the fantasy playoffs, this one hurts. Jalen Hurts is out. See what I did there? This one hurts. Jalen Hurts is officially out this week, so got to make other plans if he's your quarterback. Gardner Minshew is not the worst option in the world, honestly.
I was going to say, Gardner can put up some numbers, man, and he's proven, honestly, one of the best backups in the league. He was a great starter for Jacksonville before they decided to go all in on Trevor. So, I mean, honestly, if he's the only guy you can pick up, he's still got all those weapons, and he's proved he's done it before. I think your boy Ricky sent us a video of Matthew McConaughey crying in Interstellar, yelling, "No!" when he realized Jalen was hurt and had to pick up Aaron Rodgers. So that is, honestly, I might want Gardner Minshew over Aaron Rodgers. Just saying. Hot take.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. We talked about him on Tuesday, and we didn't mention Gardner Minshew, who we should have. I mean, the Cowboys have been gettable the last 2 weeks at least, and Gardner Minshew's a really serviceable backup. He was a starter, probably could be a starter for some teams, Houston. So I mean, there are definitely worse quarterbacks out there.
Yes.
So I mean, I think he'll be competent. I think he'll keep AJ Brown afloat. I'm still very curious to see what happens with Dallas Goedert and Devonta Smith. I know Dallas Goedert's best career game was one he played with Gardner Minshew, so they've got some kind of connection maybe. So that could be a good thing for him. But yeah, I think could do worse than going with him. It's a little nerve wracking going into your semifinal saying Gardner Minshew's my starting quarterback. Yeah. I don't love that personally.
But at the same point, it's the same kind of idea as like rolling in with your final with an Amon-Ra St. Brown. But granted, Amon-Ra had been doing it for a few weeks prior. So whereas
Gardner, he was on a roll.
Completely cold. Yeah. But yeah, no question. It's not enviable. So unfortunately for
Ricky, it isn't just the name value. I mean, it's also just like he hasn't played, but yeah, you could do worse. Lamar Jackson also been officially ruled out. I think we knew this was coming. Colt McCoy already ruled out. Mike White already ruled out. I mean, people are dropping like flies. Ryan Tannehill, there's reports he could miss the rest of the year. He might be done. He's definitely ruled out for this week. Malik Willis is going to start for Tennessee. I mean, I think Tannehill likely going to have surgery on his ankle.
Yeah, he's done.
He came back last week, played the game, got injured, left, went to the medical tent, went back to the locker room on a cart, came back into the game with a taped up ankle and finished it. I mean, he's tough. So tough. He's real tough. But probably needs surgery now and probably won't be playing. So quarterbacks are dropping like flies, man. So it's pretty thin out there.
I was just like point out with Kenny Pickett, he had self-reported concussion symptoms. So good on him following the protocol, being true to it. Kenny Pickett, good job. I'm sure maybe some Kemper fantasy owners are angry because he loves him, but just saying.
I will clarify again. I do not love Kenny Pickett, but I do think he's a good quarterback, and I think he's a decent fantasy option. His tiny hands, little tiny hand Kenny.
Hey guys.
Speaking of Kenny, Kenneth Walker didn't practice yet this week, and so we got to keep an eye on that. And I don't think you want any part of this backfield if he's not your guy.
No,
and so
not at all.
Yeah, I would look elsewhere if you have options. AJ Dillon, who left last game with what we thought was a concussion. Apparently, it was not a concussion. He avoided the concussion protocol. Should be good to go this week. He's had 2 strong weeks in a row.
I find that funny. Like avoided concussion protocol. Like, no, guys, I'm fine.
I'm not going to the protocol. Dip. Gotcha.
I'm good. Don't turn on the lights. I'm fine. It's
no
fine.
Lights.
It's just kind of a weird.
Yeah, I don't know what that really means, but anyway, Chris Olave didn't practice yesterday. He's questionable for this week. They play on Saturday. A lot of teams play on Saturdays. 3 games on Sunday, and obviously Thursday Night Football tonight. So a bunch of games on Saturday. Keep an eye on these guys. Julio Jones has been limited in practice. I only mention that because what it does for Russell Gage. If Julio plays, Russell Gage all of a sudden, in my book, becomes unplayable.
The guy.
Those guys really split time and they're interchangeable. If Julio's out, Russell could be like a Hail Mary flex play again. Treylon Burks has been practicing. Sounds like he will be clearing protocol this week. So, again, it's going to be Malik Willis. So you're less excited about that. It is Houston, who's awful on defense, but it's going to be Derrick Henry show, man. Derrick Henry, 4 consecutive games against Houston with over 200 yards and 2+ touchdowns. It's going to be the Derrick Henry show.
As it should always be.
As it should always be. Let's be honest. It usually is, honestly. Yeah. Nico Collins has not practiced. Chris Moore is banged up and is limited in practice. Brandon Cooks is getting in full practices, but still could be questionable. Like, I don't know what is going on there. It's such a great matchup against the Titans.
Yeah.
I don't trust any of them.
No, you can't. I mean, and Brandon Cooks also been pouting all year and then basically playing that card, not playing, then practicing. Like, you can't trust it. Again, when you're in this playoffs, you need to have guys who are rock solid. You need guys that, like, just no question marks. You want to play it safe, no question marks. These are all question marks.
Yep. I agree. I dropped Chris Moore personally because he's a little banged up. I watched him play some last game. The dude is not good, and that's why he's been a third receiver on an already not good team. And I know he gets a bunch of targets.
I was going to say, are you an analyst for Yahoo? And when talking about Jeff Driscoll, he is not a good football player.
And you're going to be surprised by hearing about this from a 29-year-old NFL player who's never been good. He's not good.
He's not good.
No, I don't know. Like, obviously he could get 10 catches for 100 yards. He's done it once before already, and the matchup is there. I just hate banking on a guy that I don't even believe is a good player. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
It's a weird
100%.
thing, but like it's not all opportunity. Like you have to be good too. And if you're banged up, and I don't know this guy, man, I don't know if he's banged up, he might play a few plays and quit. Like I don't know. Some players will tough through injuries. Some players have a history of like, if I get a good practice in by Friday, you can take it to the bank. I'll be good. I don't know this dude, man. I don't know what he's going to be like if he's
He's
banged up
not
at
playing
all.
backyard football with you, Matt
He's
Ryan, and
not
Drew
playing.
Brees.
He's not playing with me and Matt Ryan, who just got benched, so he's gonna have a lot more time to play with me. Matt Ryan's been benched for Nick Foles this time
Nick
around.
Foles.
Nick
So
Foles gonna come in and turn that offense around.
okay, did I miss something? Like, is Sam Ellinger hurt, or there's like hurt like in the head because he's just not good?
I
Did
think
I
Jeff
miss?
Saturday took the job and said, under one condition, I will never play Sam Ellinger.
Okay, so I just want to make
They're
sure I
like,
didn't miss
all right.
like an injury. Just they just
I
dropped
don't
him
know.
completely
Not that
to
I'm
the
aware of.
bottom. Okay,
I don't think so. I
yeah,
think they're just trying something different. Just try anything.
just throwing darts.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you have anybody else you want to talk about?
No, those are the big ones. Once I saw, like, especially Jalen was officially ruled out today. Obviously, talked about Lamar Jackson, Tyler Hunt's going to start. So, no, it's unfortunate for some guys who carried you into the playoffs that you're not even going to be able to use them now. But so is the what is the phrase? So is the man? I can't think of it.
Good one.
I'm good at this. Anyway, let's get into some
Talking is
Pigskin.
hard. Let's go Pigskin Pick'em. All right, Pigskin Pick'em. Ethan is continuing his tear. He's up 3 points now over me on the season. Another strong week, 120 points there.
Oh,
Leslie, first
fantasy is
place.
a fickle beast. That's what it was. Fantasy is a fickle beast.
Okay, good one. Glad we waited on that one. Leslie is in first place all by herself. She is crushing us,
Yeah.
and it's embarrassing. Although not because she's not smart and not good at this. She's a stud when it comes to football, but it just sucks to lose to anybody. So I'm down 4 points from the lead, 3 points from Ethan. Poor Kyle's down 4 points from me, so he's 7 down on Ethan.
Man, Kyle.
It's a long road to hoe to get back for Kyle, but we still got about 3 weeks left, so
can be done. Baby steps. Baby steps.
it can be done. Let's make some picks this week.
Yes.
See what we got here. Thursday night football. This is a big game. So we got the Jags traveling to New Jersey to take on the Jets. I've been all over the weather on this one. I've been watching the matchups, trying to figure out if I'm going to play Trevor Lawrence. I sent you a crazy text in the middle of the night last night, like, I'm out on Trevor Lawrence.
I'm back out.
The Jets are really good.
As I like to
So
say,
what do you think? What's going to happen here, man?
The Jets are good in the slop, and the Jags might not necessarily be. Oh, this is a tough one. For the Jets, I know they weren't probably expecting to be here at this point in the season, but now they're fighting for their playoff lives. So, and the Jaguars, I mean, if they can steal the South from the Titans, especially with Tannehill being out now, I mean, they're fighting for that. So who'd have thought that Week 16 Jaguars Jets would have playoff ramifications? But it completely does.
It really does.
Honestly, this is a tough pick. I know you just told me not to play them. I'm going to go Jags here just because they've been on a roll. They've been doing it against good teams, and they've shown they can tough it out, man. Down 17 to the boys and able to come back and win it to overtime. Zach Wilson, he can sling it, but he's still been inconsistent. Does he have that locker room? We don't know. So I don't know. Call me crazy, but give me the Jags.
I'm not calling you crazy. I'm taking the Jags without question. I think the Jags are on a roll, man. The Jags are on a roll. And I think the Jets defense, I don't like Trevor in fantasy this week. And I did think he was like, he's been so good. I think he's almost matchup proof. But then I looked at who the Jets have played and the stats they've given up to quarterbacks. And I mean, it's like, it is barren. It is really rough on quarterbacks. And I know they're only like the 7th worst or something fantasy matchup for quarterbacks, but like, I don't want any part of that. But Josh Allen's getting like 150 yards and no touchdowns.
Mac Jones,
not good.
Patriots were held to 3 offensive points.
Their defense is solid. Now, I think Trevor is on fire, absolutely on fire. So would I be shocked if he comes out and throws for 250 and 3 touchdowns? Not at all. I would not be surprised at all by that. But I'm hesitant to put him in, and it's a tiebreaker for me because I've got Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence trying to figure out who to play. That was enough of a tiebreaker to kind of give me some pause and say, hey, I can't afford a real dud. And They could still win this game without him throwing for 400 yards, though. And the Jets' offense is not great. So I'm going to go Jags. But listen, the Jets, they could get it done. I'm not completely discounting them. I love the Jags right now. That's all.
Yeah, they're fun. Once again, it's like those fun, plucky teams you want to see. But, you were just talking about your boy Justin Fields and Josh Allen. So we got the Bills traveling to Chicago. Who you got in this one?
This game's on Saturday at noon. A bunch of games Saturday at noon. Bills are too much for the Bears. The Bears are not winning games. They're competitive, and Justin Fields can keep them in any game. But in the end, they're not winning. They're not actually winning. Right. They don't have any other weapons like on the entire team. So it's really just one guy who's incredible playing by himself out there. So I got to go Bills.
Pop quiz. Who was the Bears' last win? That's right. It was the Patriots. Wow. Wow. That's
nice.
Right.
Well
One
done.
of their 3 wins is against my Patriots.
Done, Patriots.
Anyway, yes, I too am going Buffalo. They're fighting for that number 1 seed in the AFC. They want that bye, so they're going to keep rolling.
Okay. How about the Saints going to Cleveland? This game, everyone's talking about this game with like 40-mile-an-hour winds and lake effect and all this stuff. Like it's supposed to be brutal here.
So, I mean, Dalton's played in that before, obviously being in Cincinnati. He's been in Cleveland with some harsh weather games, so it's not something he's not used to. But Cleveland's been playing pretty well. I know Deshaun Watson still is not in true to form, but again, he's still brushing off the rust from 2 years of not playing. So he's slowly getting back into it. But, even without Watson, the defense has been playing well, and offense has been able to piece it together. I know Nick Chubb has slowed down a little bit, but they still have all the pieces there. Deshaun is going to figure it out. I'm going to go Cleveland here just because the Saints are too – I don't know. I mean, I just see this being a big turnover Andy Dalton game just because of the Browns defense, the pressure they're going to get on him. So going Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm going Cleveland as well. The Saints offense has been putrid, just really bad. Chris Olave being banged up does not help. Jarvis Landry came back last week and got you a donut. Nick Chubb is banged up, so keep an eye on that. Mm-hmm. There's a chance he will miss time or he'll be limited, but they've got Kareem Hunt. They've got Demetric Felton. They've got Dearness Johnson. Like they've got plenty of other guys they can put in there that will be just fine.
Love that.
And
guy.
I like like you said, I like the defense, the Cleveland defense. I like them a lot this week. We'll get to that later.
All right. Your Texans, your Titans against those Texans. No Tannehill. You got Malik.
Man, I don't love that. I mean, Malik managed the game pretty well against the Chiefs and kept them in the game, so I got to give him that. But every other time I've seen him in a game, he's looked absolutely terrible. So it makes me really nervous. Now, Derrick Henry might have 400 yards in this game. He's going to go ballistic. The only thing that, I'm going to take Titans. Tighten up, baby. But, I mean, the Texans are hanging in there with, everybody they play, and I don't know how. I cannot figure it out. This team is awful, and they took the Chiefs to overtime. I'm like, what is going on here?
They took the Chiefs to overtime. They took the Cowboys down to the wire. Honestly, I feel like its teams are now starting to just kind of look over them. So who we got next week. Don't worry about the Texans. So I think that might play a little bit into it because you're right. You look at who's on there. Dameon Pierce is going to be out, so their running game is going to be putrid. They've already been playing 3 quarterbacks as it is. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a mess. Your Titans should be fine. This is a game, as you said, it's going to be a Derrick Henry show, and they need it. They're going to get it. It should be okay. It should be okay.
Well, so to your point earlier, the Titans are not going to overlook them because
not at all.
They have to scrap and win every game they can right now. They can't afford to overlook anybody. Mm-mm. So I think that's one reason they'll come up and actually play them the way that they should be played. And I think that they should roll.
Yeah, they'll win. They'll be all right.
We'll see. All right, how about the Seahawks traveling to Arrowhead, take on the Chiefs?
Seahawks are coming back down to earth, unfortunately for them. They've had a great season so far. Surprising to start with Geno and all that, but they ain't going to be beating the Chiefs in Arrowhead, especially when the Chiefs again are now fighting for the Bills for the number 1 seed. Bills currently have the tiebreaker, so they can't lose anymore. And this is a big game. And I mean, their offense is rolling. I know they got taken to OT by the Texans, and they struggled a tiny bit, but they still won. And that's a plucky team. Seattle, no Tyler Lockett. But your boy Marquise Goodwin's going to be stepping in. I just don't see it happening. Going KC at home.
Yeah, everything you just said, I'm going with that too. The offense is too much right now. Mahomes is playing out of his mind right now, and you're not stopping that. They could be rolling all the way. We'll see.
All right, now you got the New York Football Giants traveling to the struggling ? Vikings. I mean, are these anyway? What you got?
Massive comeback Vikings. They could carry that momentum to the Super Bowl. Speaking of Super Bowls, so for all the points you just mentioned, both these teams are fighting for their playoff lives. The Vikings have already locked up the division, so they're in, but they're fighting for the number 1 seed. They're the only ones, or one of the only ones in contention against the Eagles. So if the Eagles slip up against Dallas, Minnesota has got to win out to kind of keep the pressure on them. And at minimum, maybe get the 2 seed and get home field until the championship. So I got to go with Minnesota on this one with the motivation. But New York's fighting for the playoffs too. They showed a lot of heart last week against Washington. I don't think they can quite get it done against Minnesota.
You know what? Call me crazy. This is going to be my one pick where, like, the next week I was thinking, like, what? Why?
You're
Why did
crazy.
you pick the Giants? But I'm picking the Giants just because the Vikings. Okay, you're a Breaking Bad fan, right?
Nope.
Damn it! Oh, that's right, because you're like everything is gray or brown, so you didn't watch Breaking Bad. Well, in the last season, this isn't really any spoilers, but there's a scene where like the FBI has Jesse Pinkman, and he's like about to torch Walter White's house, and like, dude, Jesse, like, stop! No, why? He's like, because he keeps getting away with it, and so I just feel like that's the Vikings. They keep getting away with it. Like, they shouldn't be winning some of these games. Are they contenders? Are they pretenders? And you can't figure this out. So you know what? I'm done with this for right now. Vikings, prove me wrong. Bulletin board material. Give me the Giants. Defense has been playing well. They're plucky. As you said, they're fighting for their playoff lives. Give me those Giants. Saquon, let's go. Off.
It's a one-man team. Okay. Fair enough. How about the Bengals taking on your Patriots on to Cincinnati in Foxborough?
Just get out of here. Cincinnati. Go on. We're done.
Yes. Agreed. How about the Lions traveling to Carolina? Take on the Panthers. Sam Darnold.
Yes, cat fight. No, man, I'm riding this Lions train all the way to the station. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Lions are on a roll, dude. And the Panthers have shown some fight since Sam Darnold came in, but they're still actually fighting for their division. They're only 1 game back of Tampa, which is pathetic. But Lions, too much, man.
Wait, what's the Saints record? What's the Saints record?
6-8.
They're 5.
Oh, sorry.
The
Bucks
everyone else in that division, besides
the Saints are 5-9 too.
They're all 5-9. My God, one of these teams could make the playoffs. This is
any
disgusting.
one of them. Yep.
God, okay. Well, speaking of, in that same division, the 5-9 Falcons playing. I hate the Ravens. So who you got?
I don't want either of these teams, really.
Right?
Ugh. I mean, I'm very hesitantly going to have to take the Ravens, but I don't love it, man. I can't believe this team is 9-5. This is a bad football team.
This is a bad team. I am too hesitantly taking the Ravens, and it pains me to do so. But it's just because Desmond Ridder did not look good. And, I mean, they're obviously just seeing what they got for the future, which I get. I totally understand it. Ravens have to win this. I mean, John Harbaugh is defending his staff. People are calling for people to be fired, so they need this desperately. Tyler Huntley's got to show something. So, I hate the Ravens. I don't ever want to see them again. Just in any pickup.
Wow.
I wish it was always their bye week.
How about Washington traveling to San Fran to take on the Niners?
Dude, Brock Purdy, let's go. Niners. They're trying to get, I mean, I guess it's going to be hard for them to get that 1 seed. They're not going to get it, but they just got to keep rolling, and they will.
They're going to be a tough out in the playoffs, man. The Commanders, I don't know. We'll see what happens if they bounce back and they show they're mad about all the calls at the end of that Giants game. What's that going to turn into? Is their season going to collapse, or are they going to come out and fight? I don't know. But San Fran at home, I'm going to go with the Niners are hot.
Yeah. All right. Matchup of the week. It's not the Kings Hawaiian slider game of the week. What the heck? Eagles and Cowboys.
King's Hawaiian bread is great and sponsors the podcast. Delicious and sweet. Okay, so Gardner Minshew Eagles versus the Cowboys. Cowboys just lost in a meltdown to the Jags. I think the Eagles will be better than people are giving them credit. You know, like I don't think there's going to be like a totally different team. No. I think Jalen Hurts is a total stud. Don't get me wrong. But Gardner Minshew is a gunslinger. He can get the ball to these people's hands. And you got some studs out there like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. Miles Sanders been running really well this year. There's still all those weapons are still here, you know. Yeah. I think it would be foolish to count them out because Jalen's gone. But then the other side of my brain's like, yo, but the Cowboys need this win, and they're like they're also playing pretty well. Other than that Jags overtime loss, they kind of just gave it away. Like they've been playing really well too. So this is a tough one, man. I think I'm gonna stick with the Eagles, man. I'm gonna stick with the
Oh,
Eagles.
dang.
I'm sticking with the Eagles. Gardner Minshew gets it done in Dallas, and everyone who thought, "Oh, Jalen's out, let's go, boys." Nah,
Yeah.
the rest of this
Now,
team says, "Hey, what about us?"
yeah, I was hoping you were going to go the boys. I was relatively confident in picking the Eagles for most of your diatribe there. So you had some great points in it. Jalen is an MVP talent. Hard to replace that. But I'm a Gardner Minshew fan. Coming from Washington State, Mike Leach, that air raid offense. Unfortunately for Mike Leach, he just passed away. That was sad to hear. But so he's going to come out slinging. And again, they still have the running game. He's relatively mobile. He's not just your stationary in the pocket guy. So you still have that aspect to him as well. And he's proven he can win. He's proven he can put up numbers. So, and they still got their defense. And until the Cowboys can kind of put it all together, the Eagles are still a better all around team. So going Philly.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. I know that the Cowboys are favorited by a couple of points, so
Yeah.
I'm interested to see. I think betting on the Eagles would be a good play. All right, how about the Raiders traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers?
I'm going my Raiders. I'm picking them.
You love the Raiders. Man, so I think Kenny Pickett will be back on this one. There's still a chance that Mike Tomlin finishes at 500, so.
Isn't that wild?
It is wild. It is wild. He can finish above 500.
He could.
Gosh. I think the Raiders have got more weapons for sure.
You overthink my Raiders. This is what happens when you overthink my Raiders. You go with the Steelers, and then the Raiders are going to win, and you're going to be pissed.
I know. I'm going to be mad. Maybe I'm just like, the inspiration, Franco Harris. Like, I don't know. R.I.P. Franco Harris. The game's in Pittsburgh. It's going to be cold.
True. They're going to be playing with a lot of emotion right there.
Playing with a lot of emotion. Kenny's back. Give me the Steelers, man.
You love Kenny. Oh, little Kenny.
Give me the Steelers. Give me the Steelers and little Kenny. Little Kenny's hands.
All right. Yes, I'm excited because
I keep picking them. I don't know why, but I keep doing it. I can't quit them.
You keep picking against my Raiders, and just get ready for a whomping. It's gonna be great. All right. Now we got the pack going to the Dolphins. Dolphins need this, man. Who you got?
Yeah. And the Dolphins have kind of fallen off the radar a little bit. Like, they were the hot team in the AFC East, and now they're sort of like, oh, yeah, the Dolphins were good, weren't they? That's right. They've been pretty good. I don't know. They've been inconsistent lately, I'm still believing that they'll get it done at home. The only thing that gives me pause is Aaron Rodgers needs this win to keep their season alive and to keep his season alive and all that. But that's stupid. Like, I hate that narrative. I'm tired of it. I'm going with the Dolphins. Better team.
Yep, as you said, I'm going with a better team. I know they've been a little inconsistent, but they can still put up numbers. When you got talent like that, I mean, that's not going away. Packers are just a little too inconsistent on offense. It hasn't shown. So, yeah, I'm going Dolphins at home, too. Green Bay doesn't like playing when it's warm. It's like, what is this?
A.J. Dillon's not going to be A.J. Dillon whenever it's
like,
50 degrees.
It doesn't hurt when I hit people. It doesn't hurt them.
Yeah. It's a terrible game. He had a fake concussion last week. All right. Broncos heading to LA to take on the Rams. This is going to be a turd fest.
Ew.
What you got?
Is Russell playing? I didn't see him.
I believe Russell's playing. I'll double check while you're doing your analysis, but you have to make your pick before you find out. Sucker!
But I had to make my pick before. Yeah, I'll just put a contingency asterisk on it. Man, this is such a gross game. But how about the Broncos kind of playing well, scaring the Chiefs not too long ago? That was interesting to say the least, the fact that they had that fight. And then Rams, after their dramatic win, then kind of put up a stinker against the Packers. Ugh, they only scored 12 points against the Packers. Broncos. Ugh, God. You know what? Give me the Broncos.
Russell's a full go. He's going to be playing.
All right.
Yeah, I got to take the Broncos too. I think the Broncos too. I don't like anything on the Rams right now. Cam Akers is maybe the only offensive weapon they've got. If Denver keys in on him, they're toast. The defense is still good in Denver, so I'm going to go Broncos and Russ is back, so they're going to be cranking it on the offensive side of the ball. Look out.
Let's
Slinging
go.
it.
All right. Now we got Tampa heading to Arizona. Battle of the red teams. This is the only thing I can say for highlights of them.
Battle of the red teams. The red teams. I got to go Bucks here. Arizona's playing with Trace McSorley, and I have no faith in that kid. So I'm going to go Bucks. They have not been good at all. And if this were most other teams, I would not be on them. But this is a layup for them.
It should be a layup is the key word. While I think the Bucks are going to win, I too am picking the Bucks. I feel like it's going to be closer than it should be, just because the Bucks that's who they are this year. So, but I'm going Tampa to increase that division lead by a game. Or can they? No, it'll still be a game. But
no, they could if everybody else loses.
Yeah, but aren't two teams playing each other? So one of them has to get a win. No, they're all playing different. Okay. Yep. There they go. Tampa's about to create some separation. Watch out.
Yeah, and we actually predicted all three of the other teams to lose, so they would separate with this win. That would be big.
There it is.
And they'll know by the time. This is a Sunday night game, so they'll know all we got to do is win, and we're up 2 games.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Okay. All right,
Monday Night Football.
Monday
Chargers
night.
heading to Indy to take on Nick Foles. Let's go, Nick.
Give me those Chargers, and that's all. That's it.
That's all.
You're not going to have a good
big game out of I'm hoping for a big game out of Deion Jackson here because I'm plugging him into my flex and praying to the gods that he is the hot hand. I've been back and forth on that position a million times in my lineup, and I feel, as of today, I feel fairly confident that's the guy I want. So I'm going with him, but I am taking the Chargers as well. Overall, too much firepower. Nick Foles is anytime he's starting, there's a chance, man. So
there is a chance. They'll just throw him the ball instead. How about that?
Who knows?
All right. Do I tell you first? Well, I already got my points, so I don't want to see you typing. I got 40 points.
Oh man, I was gonna go more than that. I was gonna go like 46.
Whoa, easy,
crazy shootout.
Well, Kemper, now that Pigskin Pick'ems are done, you know what time it is. It is time for some Christmas vacation trivia.
Let's go.
Okay, so I know you are a master at this movie. I didn't dive too deep.
Let's not go crazy. People don't like it when we miss all of our questions.
Right. And they want to try and answer them themselves. So, All right.
Play along at home. That's right.
Here we go. You ready?
Ready.
When the family was going to get the Christmas tree, what did Clark forget?
A saw.
A thaw.
A thaw.
A thaw. Yeah. You have the thaw?
Forgot the saw. Yes, the tree is hanging off the back of the station wagon with the roots just everywhere.
Because I just yanked it with the car. Yep. Got that thaw. Forgot that thaw. Okay, there you go. 1 for 1.
Okay.
All right. How did Cousin Eddie's youngest daughter get her eyes crossed, but then get them good again?
Falls in a well, eyes go crossed, gets kicked by a mule, back to normal. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. Well done. You are correct. I don't know either.
It's Ruby Sue. That's by the way. That's her name.
Okay. Thank you. All right. What Christmas decoration can Russ not find when they're getting ready to get the house going?
I feel like he's in charge of getting the reindeer.
He is.
Maybe he's missing Rudolph or I don't know. Rudolph? Santa?
Going with Rudolph. Which one are you going with? Rudolph, Santa? Choose one.
I mean, I know Santa shows up because he goes flying whenever the sewer explodes. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'll go Rudolph.
Oh, it was Santa. It was Santa.
Dang it. I know they
Classic
found him
over analysis, but you were once you said, I was like, oh, he's going down the right track. It was Santa. All right. 3 for 4. No, 2 for 3. All right. What is the secret ingredient in Aunt Bethany's Jell-O mold?
Jeez. I know her cat got into the Jello.
The question is, Aunt Bethany, do your cats like Jello?
Yeah, I remember that. Oh my
There's your hint.
gosh. Cat food.
Cat food. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, it is cat food. Perfect. Nice, man. All right. Here is your last one. 3 for 4. Let's see if you can get that 4 for 5. Clark's coffee mug is in the shape of what Looney Tunes character? Which classic?
I'm thinking Daffy Duck, but I don't know why. That's a very indiscreet character. Or
it's the scene when he's drinking when he's talking to his boss.
yeah. Oh, Tasmanian Devil. Tasmanian Devil?
There it is, folks. It is the
Yeah.
Tasmanian Devil.
Yes.
Tasmanian. So there we go. You did it. 4 out of 5. Well done, my friend.
Yeah. I'm much better at quotes, I think. So that's the stuff that lives on forever for us. It gets to the point where like the movie's on and we're not even hardly watching it, because we're just like laughing at quotes or laughing at whatever. But
True.
that's good. Those are good questions. Those are good.
Thank you. I didn't want to make them, they're still fun ones, not like too crazy. And so I want to keep you in it.
All right, let's get an update on Run Your Pool on our fantasy league. Last week, I won 112 to 103 points. I got 18 for my kicker, Chase McLaughlin. I told you, take your kickers against Minnesota. You got 3 points from Robbie Gould. That was the difference. Sorry about your luck. I am leading on the season by 152 points. It's a bit of a runaway. I'm just continuing to keep my lead, so that's all I need at this point. Don't blow it. I'm ready for my lineup. Are you ready for yours?
I am ready. Let's do this thing.
All right, quarterback. I have got Tom Brady against Arizona. Let's go.
Oh, crap. All right. You got Tom Brady. This is just embarrassing who I have to throw out against Tom Brady.
Bruce McSorley.
Zach Wilson.
Nick Foles. Huh?
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. All right. Hey, he's got the Jags. It's a good matchup for him. I used him last week, and he got me like 25 points.
That's just kind of what I was hoping for. So
I think you'll be all right.
I hope so.
All right. First running back for me, I got Jerick McKinnon. He's been red hot for the Chiefs lately. And against Seattle, I think he's going to have a good game.
Well, dang it. Because guess who I have? Jerick McKinnon.
Jerick McKinnon. Dang you. All right. Second running back, Rachaad White.
Ooh.
Huh?
Yeah, not bad. Second running back, J.K. Dobbins. And can I just point out how many running backs I've missed because of injury? Like, I haven't used Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall. I'm just like, so annoying.
Yeah, I missed Breece Hall. I missed Javonte Williams, I think. I missed a bunch of guys. Okay, wide receiver 1 for me, Jalen Waddle. Let's go.
Jalen Waddle.
I think we're on to him.
Hold on. Where? Okay, there's my lineup. I was like, I lost my lineup. Wide receiver 1, Devontae Smith. Watch out.
You better watch out. Gardner Minshew. Look out. Look out, Dallas Goedert. All right, wide receiver 2. This is where you can have some fun because you got to plug and play. Marquise Goodwin. Let's go. Let's go, Marquise Goodwin. I gotta play him in our fantasy league anyway in the semifinals. So I'm really hoping this plays out.
I like it. Okay. Wide receiver 2, Christian Watson. Let's go.
Yikes. That's a good play. All right, in that same Miami game. Okay, yes. Tight end. I am going with Cade Otton down in Tampa Bay. Arizona is the worst against the tight end. I almost played him in our fantasy league. I'm nervous because Cameron Brate keeps getting 4 or 5 targets and getting like 25 yards. And I'm like, get the guy out of there and just feature Cade Otton. Maybe they will. I'm too nervous to play him in my semifinal game, but I'll play him in this.
There you go. Going with Dallas Goedert, fresh off the IR, fresh with Gardner. It's going to be great.
Wow. All right, I'm flexing. Same mentality as Marquise Goodwin. I am flexing Deion Jackson this week. Let's go. I'm just all in on my fantasy. Let's go.
I should have done that. Going with your boy, Jahan Dotson. Watch out.
I like Dotson a lot. I don't know about this week, but I like him a lot. Okay, kicker. This is what everybody wants to hear. I don't have Graham Gano anymore. I've already used him. So
So
for the
have I.
Giants, I cannot use Graham Gano. I'm going to go with the next best thing, Justin Tucker. Let's go.
Nice. I'm going with your boy who got you 18 last week. Chase McLaughlin, come on.
Not going to happen this week. Sorry. You missed your window.
No.
And on defense, we've talked about him a lot. I alluded to it earlier. Cleveland. Let's go. Cleveland in the windstorm and Andy Dalton. Let's go.
Same. That's who I got too. So well played. Well
played. All right, fine. I was hoping that would be a difference maker. Okay. I've got a quick do it better of the week for us. How about, because we took different teams here, Steelers, Raiders. I take Kenny Pickett. You take Derek Carr. Most fantasy points. What do you say? I say Kenny Pickett has more fantasy points than Derek Carr. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Do it.
You were just totally frozen. You just said.
Well, I said Derek Carr has more fantasy points than Kenny Pickett. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Okay. All I heard was do it. All right, man.
Close.
That's going to do it for this. That's going to do it for this week.
Well,
wishing everyone a happy holidays, a happy Hanukkah, a Merry Christmas, happy football on Saturday, all the good things. Watching lots of football this weekend. Hope you have a great time in Michigan.
Appreciate it, sir. Same to you and everyone out there. So until next time, keep on folding.
Fold it.